Scott here. I am your loan man, and it's good to be with you. I want to take a moment and address questions that I've been receiving, requests for my prediction 2024 real estate and the interest rate environment, in particular, what's going on with the broader economy. Now, look, if I was an arrogant guy, and you all know me, you know how humble I am, but if I was an arrogant guy, I would just direct these people to a video that I made and posted on YouTube months ago with my Q1 2024 predictions. But we're not going to do that. Well, I'll link to it at the end of this video, but we'll move on. Understand that during COVID-19, the Federal Reserve cut rates to historic levels. We saw rates come down. 30-year fixed rates were in the threes. 15-year fixed rates were in the twos. And from my perspective, it felt like the entire country was trying to refinance at the exact same time. Now, as we came out of the pandemic, there was a 180-degree turn from the Federal Reserve, and we saw the most rapid rate increase environment ever. Rates went from the twos and threes to the sevens and eights. It was really remarkable. Many people who wanted to buy a home were simply priced out of the market and they were forced to wait. Other clients of mine who were dreaming about their new property because they wanted to move to a different school district, their family situation changed, they just couldn't. They felt trapped in their home. And for some of my wealthier clients, what they did do is they bought a new property, but they turned their old home that they may have, under normal circumstance, sold. They just turned their own home into a rental because they didn't want to let go of that cheap interest rate, that cheap money. And so the net effect of this has been extraordinarily low inventory. And if you think about it, normally in a high rate environment like where we are now, property prices come down because there aren't a lot of buyers. But that's not what we've seen. This has been a unique time because with the low inventory, prices they can't come down. The market has essentially been frozen for the past year. Now, what's the good news? Over the most recent last few weeks, we have seen a softening in the tone from the Federal Reserve. We've seen the market already begin to react, and we're starting to see rates come down. We've already peaked, and things are starting to thaw. So what's going to happen next? I'm predicting 3 rate cuts in 2024. Not in January or February. The first one will be in the spring, and there'll be another rate cut before the election, maybe 2. And if you think about why that is, well, I use history as my guide, and in every election year, there's a great deal of pressure put on by the party in power to cut rates and juice the economy before the election so they can stay in power. I don't see any reason why it would be different this time. And what does that mean for the rest of us? Well, if you're interested in buying a home, and especially if you're a first-time home buyer, I give you a word of caution here. If you can find a property that you like for a price that you can afford, I would say take action. I'd say buy today. As rates start to come down later in 2024, and this new environment begins to seep into the public consciousness, I believe that all this pent-up demand is going to come out of the woodwork, and we're going to see multiple offer situations. We're going to see bidding war environment, and it's going to be very difficult for first-time homebuyers in particular to compete in that environment. So I'm going to steal a line from a friend of mine, and he said, marry the house and date the rate. And what he meant by that was, if you can find a home that you love, that suits your needs now, don't hesitate. It's time to pull the trigger. It's time to get off the fence, because you can buy now before the market gets overheated and refinance before the end of the year and take advantage of these lower rates that are right around the corner. And I hope that's helpful to you. And of course, you can reach out to me if you have any questions.